second thing which is very positive when we reimagine South Asia for the future is the biggest diplomatic and developmental initiative of the 21st century, the Belt and Road Initiative of China, BRI. You are part of that, we are part. Except for India, all of South Asia is part of that. And that is about connectivity among cultures, countries, and continents. And that is in fact part of China's strategic culture, because China's strategic culture has the 2,000-year-old Silk Road, which connected China with the rest of the world through commerce and also culture. So I would say that we are seeing then the beginnings of what I would call a greater South Asia, not as a geopolitical concept, but as a geo-economic concept. Linked in with China, it's not just the South Asian subcontinent of the SAARC countries which were there before, because SAARC is now dead, unfortunately, because of Indian intransigence and obduracy, but it's about bringing these countries together through ports, pipelines, roads, railways, energy, economy, education. And by the way, 30,000 Pakistanis are today studying in China, and more are going to come. So this greater South Asia is going to play a very important role. And I think if there's a change of government in India, India would probably join in also with the Belt and Road Initiative, because India's future lies in the Asian century, not as being part of a declining West or serving as the cat's paw against China. And I think that again would be a very positive development. The third one is, I think that there is need for this closer interaction. The Shanghai Cooperation Organization, I would say, presents a model where transnational terrorism, which you refer to, can be really met. And here the Afghanistan factor is also there. I would say that it's something which is transitory, it's not permanent, it's a certain situation which is there. And in Shanghai Cooperation Organization, they have an organization called RATS also, RATS, the Regional Anti-Terrorism System. We would use that mechanism along with other countries in the region, especially China, including Russia, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, and Iran, who are neighbors of Afghanistan also, that because all of them face a common threat of destabilization through terrorism, which springs from Afghan territory, and I think that can be diplomatic way forward, in my view, would be the right approach, a more proactive diplomacy rather than kinetic measures, or rather than using force, or even using very strong language also. I think we should be, when we talk among ourselves and South Asians or in the region, I think the language should not be that of bullying countries or big countries, because we react when somebody tells us what to do, what not to do, whether it's India or the United States. So I think we should also be following that refrain. And that is the demands of wisdom also. In any case, we should accept that our Afghan policy was flawed, it failed, and I was a critic of that policy in the old days also, because I was the first journalist to go and interview even Dr. Najibullah at that time. And I'm very happy that Mr. Asif Durrani Saab, our very worthy and competent diplomat, he was my colleague when I was editor of the Muslim. I was the editor here. He was the bureau chief in Balochistan. And he arranged all my interviews with the Baloch nationalist leaders, Nawab Akbar Khan Bukti Saab, General Sharoff, and other leaders. And I'm glad that now he's also hands-on and trying to do things, good things in the region as well. So I would say that the region on the whole, especially after the momentous developments of 2025, has a transformed landscape. Maldives last year had elections. And what was the slogan of the Maldivian Democratic Party of Mr. Muiz? India out of Maldives. You have seen in Nepal, you have seen in Bangladesh, you've seen in Sri Lanka also. So I think that the winds of change are very clear there. There's rejection of regional hegemonism, of bullying by any countries, and people are keen for connectivity. And Pakistan also is keen. Pakistan has even invited China and Pakistan together to join, for India to join in the BRI and be a part of CPEC also. And similarly, I think if CPEC is extended to Afghanistan and trade routes are opened up, I think that will be very positive. In my view, that with Iran and Afghanistan, we need to be very proactive, have loosen the border difficulties, open up the barriers. Mohan Sahab, you were ambassador there. You did a great job in Kabul. I remember meeting you there. I think this is the need of the hour. A temporary situation should not become into a permanent animosity, especially among neighbors, because we cannot afford that. And even with India, we do not have that problem. It's India which has had an ideological problem under the Modi regime of RSS. Hopefully when that goes, or they change, I expect the change will come in 2026 when President Xi and President Trump meet and they have a broader arrangement for the region. So in that context, I feel that South Asia has a positive future. There's dynamism, there's vigor, and the feeling is of a certain self-confidence that has been injected among the states of South Asia, not just Pakistan, but also Bangladesh, also Nepal, Sri Lanka and Maldives, because I go to all these countries, that yes, we can do it, and we can do it on our own, and we are masters of our own destiny. And I think that is the bottom line when we are trying to build a better, peaceful, prosperous South Asia without overlords and without underdogs. Thank you so much.